Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bar Shem Yahweh Shai, Bar Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great most on rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the work in sincerity and truth. Yeah. This article on RT, and I read it, it's actually just kind of mad. Because it really just shows how easily, well, as far as with, with what is said to the public about, the privacy and you know anonymity, all these different things, how easy it is, because it's the same thing with what Edward Snowden came out with, saying that the NSA was like spying on American citizens. That's something that Esau does it. It's not even like frowned upon. That shit is just part and parcel to how he operates. He's basically keeping the masses, keeping track of them and how they move. So, read this. Oxford secretly used cell phone data to track millions as part of government ordered vaccination study media. So it was like given a green light by the government, and then they were just able to pull that off. So let's go into the details. And this is the thing: is this is why this is where these elites looking to go. Is that Mark? That Mark is going to consolidate all their hopes and dreams of the power they wish to execute over the people. So it says what? The UK government has admitted it used phone data to analyse people's movement patterns without their knowledge as part of a vaccination study. Yeah, so um, without even giving consent, without nothing, without even notifying them, just tracking where people are going. It's just like, oh, okay, and doing whatever the fuck they want with that data. That's hilarious. That's actually wild. So you can be off doing something, and then the government decides, okay, yeah, we're gonna have to track these people because X, Y, Z. Then bang, the shit's done, regardless of whatever agreements are meant to have been there. That's and as well. It's even like with the privacy agreements, with the license agreements, all these different things that companies have. No reason. It's like the iPhone or Apple, I should say. What's the word for it? License agreements. Yeah, end user license. EULA. It's meant to be like fucking 60 pages, 100 pages. These things are super long. Like no one's actually made them there where it's concise. Well, you can go online and find people kind of round up like the details of what's in there. But by and large, no one's reading them. No one really knows. So they could just have a back door. It's only like every now and then where people will kick up a fuss, like with a WhatsApp, them changing it, and with certain things where the legality can come in, can become a problem. But by and large, it's like with when WhatsApp was just giving police access to what's meant to be end to end encrypted messages in WhatsApp, which is, I believe, why they're trying to change the end to end. Why they're trying to change the privacy policy. Facebook's trying to. So it says officials claim to have preserved the subject's anonymity. The Telegraph cited a report by the Independent Scientific Pandemic Insights Group on behaviors. What whatever. So, which said researchers from University of Oxford discreetly used data from mobile phones as part of the study into how vaccination affects people's lifestyles. SPIB advises a scientific advisory group for emergencies, which in turn advises the government. The University of Oxford, which developed the C19 vaccine along with British Swedish pharmaceutical firm AstraZeneca, conducted the study on SPIB's behalf. Um, the scientists were said to have dug through the cell phone mobility data for 10% of the British population in February and singled out 4,000 to. Man said of 10% of the British population. So that's out of everyone. Man just got access to 10%. Thing is as well is like you could even pin who people are down by like the address, because it's like if it's tracking location data, it's like when your phones are home for like 8 hours or whatever the fuck every night, then they're gonna know where your home location is, and then just from there it's just a matter of okay who's on the list, and they can work out who it is. If you go to a certain workplace, you spend X amount of hours on shift, they can then just check the security cameras and be like okay who was on shift and came from this area or whatever, or who came in at this time. It's basically tabs can be kept on you, and these are the things that the elites desire to do with with the mark, keeping the people on lock. That's why you have it's like shit like what's it, Amazon's work environment, where them man are timing you, like making you sprint when when you're going to take a. That's really how these shit runs. That's how these people amass their wealth. Everyone's looking up to them like, oh wow. But it's by what? By greed, man. So the researchers did various robustness checks, sorted by age and measured distance from home to vaccination point, among other things, according to the Telegraph. By comparing the movement of the vaccinated people to a different group, the scientists found that the average pre-vaccination mobility increased by 218 meters. Privacy group Big Brother Watch said the findings deeply chilling and extremely disturbing to public trust and medical confidentiality. Legit, not even wrong, because it's just like, what the fuck? Man can just decide, like, okay, actually, we're just gonna have to track. You're just gonna 10% of the population, the whole country. That guy now, people should be thinking like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? How did they get away with this? Like, why is this just being accepted as normal? Why don't I have a say? But hey, that's how fucked it is, and that's how people are gonna get caught out there, man. They're gonna accept whatever they need to accept to continue to participate in society. That's why they're gonna jump on the ship, man. Jump on the mark of the beast. So this is what between Lumen sea passports and Maxine phone surveillance. This government is turning Britain into a Big Brother state under the cover of sea. Yeah, I'm not even wrong, because it's actually, man, it says a government spokesperson told the Telegraph that the data using the research was at cell tower rather than individual level and had been properly anonymized. The spokesperson added that their researchers were granted ethical approval from Oxford. A government source further clarified to the paper that the data was extensively anonymized by the company before its use for research, and only a small group of pre-approved researchers had access to it. Yeah, thing is all those details are relevant because it matters about the precedent that's being set, which is what that all your privacy, where you've been going, what you've been doing, like location data wise, these things can just be brought up real easy and just used again, without even your permission, without you even knowing, and that's actually that's wild. Because it's Esau essentially showing his hand on um, what he desires from what he's looking to gain by bringing in his new world order. Read this. Ezekiel 28:2. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Most High Power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man, and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. Yeah. So that's the core of Esau. This guy is basically trying to function and operate like he is a god on the earth. But that is that's a complete fallacy. That's complete falsehood, man. That's a lie. But then he's that's the thing. He's done his PR job well, man. Hollywood has done a spectacular work to where everyone's looking at Esau like he's some kind of special anointed being, but it's he's the same devil, man. It says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten the riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Yeah, making that cash money. But all that you've gained, you've been given certain wisdoms, to move. Chiefly, is what is setting up those missiles, man. Those ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles, and there's nuclear warheads as well. They're going to be attached to them. These things. That's the main thing that you've been given, and why? For the sake of prophecy, for the sake of destruction. No, that's why. 2 Thessalonians 2:3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Yeah, the man of sin being revealed. And that's the thing, with Esau's done been revealed. And his plans, that those which are in prophecy, these things are in prophecy and have been spoken of, and brothers are still speaking of, apostles speaking of, all apostles went down, all being speaking of. It's that same word, man. Same word. So that's why it's what? It's who else fits the bill, man? Who else fits the bill? You go into the prophecies, it's especially Obadiah, you go to Obadiah, it's clear and evident that there's only one man who this can apply to. That's why he's trying to run from it. So it says what? Who exposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Yeah, and that's what Esau's trying to gain and attain, man. Have himself in that ruling seat perpetually. He has absolutely no desire to end his rule, absolutely no desire to die and pass on, man. These guys are looking to staunchly be chilling for the next however long. But it comes down to prophecy. And that is not included. So yeah. I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yabashim Shabashim Kakadash Bakdash. Shalom.